welcome to Friday morning in the kitchen with Sugar and Crumbs. I'm Karen. I have our gorgeous Simon here.
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous. You see, it's Friday. We're happy. I bet that shocked you, didn't it, eh?
I don't know what to say.
And you can hear that other little laugh. We've got Lynn who's joined us again in the kitchen. Hello there, Lynn.
Hi, Karen. Hi, everyone.
So today, what we're going to do, well, you know what? It's the hype, isn't it? It's football crazy, aren't we? We're all waiting to see whether England not if, when they bring it home on Sunday. So you know what I'm going to do? Let's make some lovely cupcakes, flavoured cupcakes, and we're going to decorate them with an England flag using buttercream. And I'm also going to make some...
When, Karen, will be after extra time and penalties.
Well, more than likely. You better have to do it though. And we're going to make some chocolate footballs on our transfer sheets, just to put a little football in each of the cakes. Now these are going to be great for you to be making if you're having a little party at home, because I know plenty of my friends, they're having like their family round, just their family, and there's going to be lots of little parties everywhere, so it'd be nice to have a little cake to eat while you're watching it. That's if you can get it down you because of the nerves. So today we're going to be doing cupcakes, and we're going to play with chocolate, because you know what? I know loads of you have bought this mould. Carol is sourcing to get it back into stock again. She has put an order in. But I've got the football. I'm going to do a white football, and I've never done it before, but I want to do a red cross in it first, and then do the white chocolate in it so we can get an England football as well. Let's go football crazy today. So have I got any special hellos there to shout out? Hello, Simon.
Oh, we've got everybody here.
Everybody, who gets your special first one?
Molly Thompson.
Hello there, Molly. And hello, YouTubers. Before Simon gets in there, I'll say hello first. So hello, YouTubers as well.
Yeah. Got you. I'm lost for words today.
You're lost for words. I'm on it, Anta.
Yeah,
I'm on it.
You've got me flustered.
So I'm using our lovely white chocolate and raspberry flavoured icing sugar. I'm going to use that as our gorgeous buttercream topping, and in the cakes I'm using our velvet vanilla for the sponge. I'm using S&C flavoured. I saw something go up on the screen then, on the camera screen. A message flashed up and it got me. So I'm using Sugar and Crumbs tempered chocolate. I couldn't read it. And I'm also using milk chocolate tempered, which I have just started to melt now, because you know me, when we do chocolate I save it, and I save it in one of these little pots because it's great. You can put the lids on, or you can cover it with cling film, pop it in your cupboard, then just remelt it down when you want to use it next time, so you're not wasting any chocolate. So never throw any chocolate away, even if you've made a shape wrong and you don't like it, or you've said I don't need to use that, melt it all down again. Even if it's been wonder dusted, it melts down perfectly. The only one is if you've wonder dust or you've painted your white chocolate, you might find that will go a little bit coloured, because it depends on what colour you've used of the wonder dust. But the milk chocolate and the dark chocolate melt down beautifully. Even when you've got them wonder dusted, it just melts back into the chocolate and you can't even tell. So we're going to do a bit of a mismatched day. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to do the chocolate transfer sheet, so that can be in the fridge, that can be setting. Then we'll make the cake batter. Then I'll come back and we'll make the chocolate football. And then I will decorate the cakes that I made this morning so that they'll be ready for us to decorate. And I'm using, look at that, let's keep in with the theme, gorgeous red and white cupcake cases. Available on our website. I'm also going to be using the PME brown tin of cookie cutters. As I said, all you people who have bought these, and we've sold loads, I don't want them just nicely, highly shiny, polished in your cupboard. I want you to use them, and we use these all the time. They're one of the best used tins of cutters I've ever had. So I've chose a size out of the tin. I've got the fourth one, so I thought that'll make nice little footballs, that one. Just little discs so that I can stick those straight into the cupcakes when they're decorated. Any questions yet? Have I flummoxed you all?
Just talking about me being flustered.
So I'll just put that to one side a moment. So I have here my chocolate transfer sheet. Now this is only a quarter of the sheet. You have seen me do the transfers before, and I don't like to waste, I don't like to waste anything in the kitchen. So when I've done them for photo shoots, I've cut the sheets down, and when I've done them also on the live, if I don't need to use a full half sheet, I've cut it down. So I have a quarter of a sheet left, and that quarter of a sheet, 1, 2, 3, will possibly get me 12 cupcake toppers. That's what I'm hoping for. So I'm going to just test that that's melted. So this is the Sugar and Crumbs tempered chocolate, so there's no need to temper it. You just melt it in your pot and away you go with it. So I didn't want you having to hang around while I melt everything. We'll have to melt the white one in the microwave with you, but I didn't want you to have to hang around just watching me melt chocolate constantly. So there we go. So let's pour a bit of that onto the sheet.
So are we doing anything vegan today?
No, it's gluten-free. It's gluten-free sponges today. I don't want to make them too thin because I want them to be able to taste a piece of chocolate. So I'm just making sure I'm going up to all the edges. Just leaving a bit there so I can grab hold of it. So that is a nice chocolate disc on that. And what I'll do now is I'll leave that to set slightly on my tray, and when it has started, when the gloss has gone off that top bit there, and I know it started to set, which our tempered chocolate starts to set pretty quick, I'll then cut the shapes out using our cutter. So I'll just put that onto the tray. There we go, that's on the tray now. So I can cut that while it's on the tray. So that's in there. Just leave that just to one side a moment, because as soon as it starts to set, we'll be in there and we'll be cutting it with our cutter. So here I've got some cakes that I've made earlier, which we'll be decorating those in a bit. So let's do it. Doesn't matter, my cake look like it peeled there, but I did take that tin probably a bit too soon. I always say, do leave your cupcakes in the tin until they've cooled completely. But when I came in this morning, I've made them, I've took them out, but they hadn't quite cooled down when I took them out of the tin and put them on the wire rack because we were going live. So if you are doing cupcakes, leave them in the tin till they are fully cold, because then you won't get the peeling cupcake case. Let's make some sponge. I have 100 grams of margarine and 100 grams of velvet vanilla natural flavoured icing sugar, and that's going straight into the mixing bowl. Now this will make between 10 and 12 cupcakes depending on how much you fill your case. I did use a 200 gram mix before while I was making some cupcakes, and I ended up making 20. So I know a 200 gram mix will make 20. Is it 2, 4, 6? Yeah, I've made 20. So a 200 gram mix will make 20. So I'm only using a half a mix today, as I don't want to have like too many cupcakes going. So I'm using a 100 gram mix. Put that in, and we'll start to mix that very slowly until that's nice and creamy. And as you know, I like to make it lovely, light and fluffy, because that's what gives your sponge cake a really nice rise and that gorgeous fluffy feeling. I've got 100 grams of gluten-free flour. I like to use the Dove Farm one, which for anybody new who's watching, I like to use. Sorry. I like to use this one. It's available from most supermarkets, and it's the free from gluten, and it's a self-raising flour. I do like to use this one, but you can use any of the gluten-free flour that you like. You can use the health shop zone or the supermarket zone. And I've got my 2 eggs. So it is my basic sponge recipe, and all I've done is I have exchanged the flour for gluten-free flour. So if you don't want to do gluten-free, you can just use your normal self-raising flour. Just want to make sure that all the icing sugar has scraped down into the margarine, and then we'll get that onto a higher speed. So I'll whisk that now till it's nice, light and fluffy, and I just get myself a dessert spoon out of the drawer. I knew you'd be doing that, you see, so let's do the walk.
Forgot I had that camera there.
He caught me out again. Last week he was catching me on the camera and I didn't know I was on the camera, so now I'm doing my catwalk down there. He's not even catching it.
Sorry, people.
Right, let's just go back to the chocolate while we're waiting for the margarine to mix. Can you see now, with this chocolate, it has gone, it's not as shiny. Don't know if you can see that, it's got like a matte look to it now. So this is the time now just to start cutting out. I'm going to start at this end because I know the footballs are right on that end. I'm going up as near to each circle as I can because I want to make sure I get a full football on there. And these are great because if you make too many, you can just store them in a Tupperware container, a plastic container in your cupboard, and you've got them for next time you want to use them. Then what I'll do to make these nice and crisp when we want to undo them, because it's warm in this kitchen, I'm just going to pop them in my chocolate fridge now. Just put them in the fridge and leave them there till it's time to use them later. Now again, I have found that I've tried it and it works. Any chocolate you've got spare left on this chocolate sheet will melt down and the transfer will disappear into the chocolate. With white chocolate I've seen sometimes it's left a bit of a mark, but if I've been dusted it doesn't matter. But in milk chocolate and dark chocolate, the transfer sheet just melts back into the chocolate again, so we can reuse that chocolate so nothing goes to waste, unless you want to eat the bits later as cook's treat. So now I've made I've known a quarter of a sheet.
Debbie's laughing at your chocolate fridge.
Yeah, it's the one here. It's the one where all the chocolate goes. Because the shelves are always clear. It's only a little under the counter fridge, but that's purely there now that we leave that as a chocolate fridge. Or if Carol's doing her buttercream flowers and we're closed, we'll put them in. Because the two shelves are always clear. So as you can see, quarter of a sheet. I got 12 little discs out. So if you was doing them that size for cupcakes, how good would that be? That one full sheet will get you 48 chocolate discs out off one sheet. That's really good value, that. So let's pop those in the fridge till it's time to peel it off the transfer sheet. Excuse me. Whoa. Icing sugar. That's what I always say. Let's get my left it up there from before. Hand sanitizer, there we go. So my butter and margarine now is starting to whip up really nice. The oven is on 140 degrees, which is 300 degrees Fahrenheit at gas mark 2. And 160 degrees if you're not using a fan oven. 140 degrees is for my fan oven. Simon's checking it because he thinks I'm wrong, which is great because it's one I've memorised. Let's crack the eggs.
Except it's 150.
150?
Not bad.
140 I use.
140?
Yes.
150 conventional.
No, when I looked at mine, it said actually 160. So
300 Fahrenheit.
Here we go. I'm going to add the eggs in one at a time, and a tiny little bit of flour will go in as well, just so nothing, you don't get that curdly mixture. If you do, just put a little bit more flour in, turn your mixer up, and it will all go together lovely. So I always turn the mixer down when I do this, one egg in. Just a little bit of flour. Let that mix down for a moment before I turn the speed up to mix it. Then with this first egg, I'll then scrape the bowl down so that all the margarine is in with the eggs before I put the second egg in. Let's make sure the egg's really mixed in. Looking good. Let's just scrape down the bowl so all the margarine now is incorporated into the egg. Right, let's put the other egg in. A little bit of flour there. Just going to well mix this one in, and then I'm just going to mix in the flour slowly. So turn that down to minimum. I'm just going to put a spoonful of flour in, watch it mix. And then only when I put all the flour in and seen it combine is when I turn the speed up to medium high for no more than 30 seconds. I've noticed there's some flour on the edge there, so we'll turn that off. Just get that last little bit of flour from around there. At medium-high speed, just for 30 seconds. There we go, that's mixed nice. I'm just going to use my dessert spoon, and I'm going to fill these cakes to just above halfway.
You've not arranged the cupcakes right.
Yeah.
You could have had them in a red crust.
Oh, Simon. You have been counting each cupcake then to make sure I had 6 of each there, but it's not going to quite make 6, it's going to make, hopefully it will get 10 out of this. It might only get 9. So it just depends on how much you feel. Like I noticed on a couple of the ones that I did, probably a bit of, I've put a little bit too less of mixture in on the extra ones that I've done. So I'm going to go for 9 with this 100 gram mix. Again, if you're using smaller cupcake cases, want to just wipe that. I don't want that to burn on the case, so I'll just wipe that bit down there with my clean cloth. And let's pop those into the oven now. Make sure that, fold that case back to the edge. There we go. So the cases are back around the edge. Into my oven, put the timer on for 20 minutes. So the timer's on there for 20 minutes and then we'll be able to get the cupcakes out and I'll show you those when they're baked.
Did I miss the recipe? Says Paul at Tunbridge.
Well, to make those 9 cupcakes there, I've used 100 grams. I've used 100 grams of margarine and 100 grams of velvet vanilla natural flavoured icing sugar. I've then used 2 eggs and 100 grams of gluten-free self-raising flour.
Is this on the website yet?
The cupcakes recipes are all on the website, but this actual one for these England ones aren't, but they will be later because it's just normal cupcake recipe, and then it's going to be some buttercream, coloured natural colour, and then I'm going to colour some red and pipe a nice red cross, a nice red cross. Across the buttercream. Across came in too many times and then I'm thinking across.
And good morning, Jill Cook, and happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Jill. Is it your birthday today?
Yeah.
So we ready, gang? Anybody else got any birthdays today?
Anybody else got a birthday?
Speak now, because then we can sing to you all in one big group. What I am going to do now is, while I'm just waiting for any other birthdays to come through, I'm just going to melt some white chocolate. As always, 30-second bursts in the microwave, just to make sure that you don't quite catch it, because once you've caught chocolate and it burns, the smell is awful, and also you've wasted all your chocolate in the bowl. So I'm just going to do this on 30-second blast, give it a shake, back in again, and then we will colour some red. We'll colour some red so that we can, with our sugar flare red colour. I've got a bit left in there. I'm going to melt it down again and use what I can to try and make a lovely red chocolate. So shake that. We'll do that again. Just let me get there's the other jug. Looking for this one because that was for holding my spatula and I've got chocolate in that one, so I'm leaving that one in there, and I've got my nice clean jug here for putting my white chocolate in. Piping bag, and then I won't use a nozzle. What I am going to try it, I'm going to just cut the end of the bag and just do a line up each side of the across inside the mould, and we let that set. That has to set completely before I even attempt to put any white chocolate in there, otherwise the colour will just bleed into each other. Never tried it before, but hey ho. It's like on Monday, I've been working out how to do my Arctic roll for Monday. I've come up with a cunning plan, which I've got to make my ice cream today, and I'm going to make my ice cream and I'm going to freeze it, which I froze on that screen. I froze everywhere.
What?
I'm froze on my screen here.
Oh, you're not froze here, don't worry.
I'll keep looking at that one. It's such a nice, I mean that picture is awful of me frozen there, I'm going. So I'm going to make the ice cream and I'm going to freeze it in this. I'm going to put all cling film inside it, freeze it so I've got a cylinder. Now I know that is too big to go in an Arctic roll, so what I want to try and do is when I bring it all out with the cling film, I want to try and roll it. So I'll be doing all that on Monday for you. Yeah, we just need to give that another 30 seconds. Why does the camera always freeze on you when I'm looking at that, at the most inopportune facial expression? Here we go, I'm back. I'm melting, so with this tempered chocolate it's great because no tempering means I can melt it as many times as I want to. And as you can see with this one now, I've still got some full buttons in there. So I just want to give this a stir around now and melt the buttons into that chocolate. That way it does cool it down a little bit so it's not altering the temperature of your fridge. And it also will allow your chocolate chocolate to set a lot quicker than waiting for it to cool down. So I just want to give this a really good stir. Make sure there's no solid bits of chocolate in there. Now when I'm going to make half a football, as I would put in half a football on top of a cake. But at the moment that's lovely, and with this S&C tempered white chocolate, it just seems so much whiter. I absolutely love it because it's got a lovely white colour to it. Now I only need a bit for the cross. So let's pour a little bit into there. There we go. And then I'm just going to heat this Sugar Flare cocoa butter paint up again, just so that I can get everything from around the edge. It's something that we've used a lot of, and we're running out of stock. I'll be having to go to the warehouse and get some more stock. I love the cocoa paints. Colours my chocolate beautiful, as well as the colour mill. But I know I haven't got any red left in colour mill, so because I used all that with you on the strawberries. So I'm just giving this a 30-second blast, just so that I know around the sides I can use my little mini palette knife. I can get the cocoa butter paint from around the sides. Give that a scrape. Now do be careful when you're melting this because it melts from the inside out. So if you've got a full pot and you're melting it, don't try and bash the top thinking, oh, is it still set, because it will go and flip like a lid and everything underneath comes out and goes down your uniform. I do know this from experience, you can tell, because I did that with the lid and I just got covered in red Sugar Flare. So let's tip that in there. Now I want this to be a lovely red. Put you in there. So I've got, look at that red. So I've mixed that Sugar Flare cocoa butter paint in really well. There's no white chocolate bits in there now. Just keep scraping it from around the glass. And then put it straight into our piping bag. Now, I'm going to cheat, because I want to be able to scrape the bowl out. I'm just going to use this, just use that a little bit, there we go. Trying to scrape a jug out and hold a bag in one hand, I just can't do it.
Easy, that, is it?
No, it's some kind of circus trick. Scrape all the chocolate down to the bottom. I'm going to tie a nice knot in this bag. I've got more control over the piping bag. This is why I like using these thin ones, because it gives you a lot of control. There we go, nice knot in there. Now, got red everywhere. Doesn't matter, let's just wipe that off. There we go, wipe the red off there. Make sure I've got no red inside there. So what I want to do now is, because this is going to be base, I'm going to pipe a line So it's just a cross going down, trying to follow it into, and that's not too hot, so it should do it straight away for me. Now I've done quite a big, not a big snip, but I've done a bigger snip than what I usually do, because I want it to be quite a thick line going down. You want to be able to see it. Here goes. Just trying to keep that within. So I'm going to do first, I'm going to let that, just going to let that line set in the fridge before I pipe the other line. I'm trying to keep that together. Piece of tissue paper.
Any tips on trying to make a deep red buttercream without putting too much colour in, that it changes the taste?
Colour doesn't change the taste with the colour. Colour doesn't change the taste. I mean, you could use the colour mill in your buttercream, but you could use the Christmas red makes a beautiful one. And remember, as Carol's always said with your buttercream, you could use a Christmas red and you get a red, but if you leave it to mature, it matures as the day goes on. So you might start out where you don't think it's a very deep red, but by the time the end of the day comes, as a lot of ladies who have been on the buttercream flowers class and the cupcake bouquet classes, you know that the red matures over the day and goes to a really deep, lovely red. But the Colour Splash Christmas Red is an excellent colour to use. So that's starting to set. It's just too big a splodge for me at the end, but just like that. Just, as it sets, I'm just trying to get it to go into a thinner line and move it up there, so I'm getting that the same width. As you saw, I used a piece of kitchen roll just to go. I'll just do that side. Because it's still a bit soft, I can just wipe it. Make sure I've got no red. Nice clean piece. So I'm pretty happy with that first stripe. I've got all the excess off. I'll do this one side first. Remember, my chocolate has started to set in the bottom of my piping bag there, so I'm just squeezing that little bit out. we can do the same again, just bring it up. Just takes a bit of time, but we're playing.
Would it have worked if you painted it on with a brush?
I
think it would set on the brush, wouldn't it?
Yes, because this chocolate, our S&C temper chocolate, sets really quickly. As you can tell, it started setting already now, so I'm just doing it with a palette knife. So that's pretty straight on that side, and then let's do the cross on this side. That is setting already. I'm going to put that in the fridge. Swipe this up. Make sure I've got my hands first, and then get some clean kitchen roll. A bit down there. I've got a tidgy bit there. So I'm just going to put that now, as you can see that cross. You can see from that's it there.
Yeah.
I'm going to put that cross in the fridge to dry completely, and then we'll put some lovely white chocolate in there, and then that will just, it won't bleed into the red. Quite happy with that.
Yeah.
Put that in my nice fridge, my chocolate fridge, and tidy up.
It looks a bit like a bloodbath.
Just doesn't it? This sugar flare red is absolutely beautiful. Colours your white chocolate perfectly if you're wanting to make anything really red. It'll be great for Valentine's and for Christmas. Put that up there. Clean the chocolate. Terry was only saying the other day, and India, how clean that I seem to be coming with chocolate. Well, they won't know now. They're coming now. They'll never tell how messy it might have been. So my white chocolate's there. I'm just going to leave that in front of the microwave. Are you all right?
Michelle says John was in your chocolate fridge last night. Did you notice?
Was he really? He'd be in the spares, isn't he? It doesn't matter if that's what he wants. I mean, he probably went in, he probably didn't find as much as he thought because I melted a lot down. So he probably didn't find an awful lot.
It was in there as well.
Was he in that one as well?
Yeah.
Was he searching all the fridges, was he, John?
Yeah. All of them.
All of them. What I need to do now is buttercream. I just realised I'm just going to have to change my mixers over, because unless you just want me to wash this bowl out really quickly.
Yes, don't worry, Jill. The singing will be coming.
Yes, Lynn's just going to wash my bowl out. I've only got one for this Kenwood mix here, so Lynn's just going to wash it out for me very quickly. It's really handy having it. I've got my own Lynn. This is what I like.
Michelle, what do you mean you're not trying to get anyone into trouble? Of course you are.
She's splitting on Johnson's in the chocolate fridge.
Yes.
I don't know, it doesn't matter. Right, so we've only got Jill. We've only got Jill's birthday.
Nobody else is claiming
Nobody
birthday.
else is claiming a birthday on this fine July the 9th. So are we ready, Simon?
Are we ready?
Lynn, are you ready?
Yeah.
Right. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jill. Happy birthday to you. Woo! Have a wonderful day, Jill, and thank you so much for tuning in on your birthday. And look at that, my bowl's coming back really nice and shiny now. That's great. So into this bowl, we're going to put in 250 grams of room temperature butter. Now I melted this slightly down before, and I'm just going to throw all that, there we go, into my mixing bowl, and we're going to whisk that up so it's nice, light and fluffy before we add.
Is the S&C white chocolate back in stock?
I was off yesterday, as I had a day off yesterday, so I'm actually not too sure what's coming to the building. I know Carol has got it on order, so I don't know if it's arrived and it's sold out, or if she has some more coming into stock.
Very cheeky, Debbie. Yes, that is the only key I sing in. Off key.
And me as well, Debbie, because you must notice that we're both absolutely, me and Simon, are tone deaf. I'm going to blame Simon in this as well, because I really can't sing. I mean, I know I can't sing because when the school kicks you out of the school choir, I got removed from the school choir. How bad's that?
Oh dear.
Sad
How
that.
bad's that? Wounded.
Just sing anyway.
Just going to give those cupcakes 3 more minutes. They are baked, but I just want to get them a nice little brown, a little bit browner on the top. So I'm just giving those just another 3 minutes in the oven, those cupcakes. They smell divine. So let's turn this mixer up. I want this nice, light and fluffy. And then I have my 500 grams here of the gorgeous white chocolate and raspberry flavoured icing sugar. Put a full bag in there, as this is what I was using to make things in the week. So there's only about 200 grams in there, so I've just used a full bag in there. There we go, all chocolate averted. With the spatula.
Michelle says the tempered chocolate is in stock.
Thank you for checking for me. Oh, you're all stars. While we're talking about this and while we've got this mixing, let's chat. Let's chat.
Which red did you use for the?
I used Sugar Flare, and it's the Sugar Flare. It's the cocoa butter paint, and it's the red one, the Sugar Flare colour. It's absolutely brilliant. I don't know if you can see that. Do you want me to leave it there, or do you want me to pull it down, Simon?
Pardon?
Do you want me to put it down further?
No.
There we go, Sugar Flare red. It's absolutely brilliant, that. Let's talk, if we can go onto the front camera for a moment. Let's talk demonstration day, the first one. I'm being a tutor that day. I'm so excited. I've never been called a tutor before, so it's going to be great. I'm doing chocolate in the morning and Carol's doing the nippy nozzles in the afternoon. And then all you people who attend are going to get to have a go with the nippy nozzles as well. And I was thinking, the chocolate demo. It's going to be great. I'm going to do some moulds for you, you know, the usual, the motorbike, we'll do a few of the moulds and that. But I also wanted to make something, and I want to make something that is along the same lines as, so it's not the same because I'm going to use all the Sprinklicious things, something like Ollie made when he was on one of our lives, and his version is called the Holy Grail. Well, I don't want to we can't call it the Holy Grail because that's Ollie's name. So I want to do a big chocolate slab. I want to throw sea salt over it, but I want to use all our Sprinklicious. I want to use the Nigay salt and pepper caramel, which is absolutely gorgeous. It tastes like that crushed up dime bar. It's beautiful. And I want to use the pearls. I want to use the popping candy. I want to use the fudge pieces. I want to throw some of the chocolate brownie in there. And you know what? Let's throw a few pretzels on as well, because everybody likes a good pretzel in some chocolate. But I need a name for it, and this is where all you wonderful people come up. I need you to give me a name for my Sugar and Crumbs chocolate so that I can put it on the website when we've done it, and I've got a name for it. I have gone brain freeze. I can't think of any good catchy names, so I need all you lot to come up with a good catchy name for our Sugar and Crumbs chocolate slab with all the Sprinklicious goodies inside it. So I couldn't dance back there because I had a hot tin in my hand. So there we go. There's our 9 cupcakes that just come out of the oven. I'm just going to let those cool now completely in the tin. I'm not going to take them out of this tin until they're completely cold. So that 100 gram mix makes 9 lovely flat cupcakes. Look how good they look. So straight onto the cooling strap, and that's where they'll wait, is on the cooling tray, and then I will probably freeze those later because I won't decorate them, because anything that I make extra now on the live, I'm freezing it so I can decorate it and we can use it on the demo day, something to eat for you. So you'll have plenty of different things to try. This is whipping up nicely now, this butter. Just want it to go a little bit more, yeah, a little bit more fluffy. I've got my piping bags and my nozzles, so we'll get those ready. I'm using the 1M to do, I want to do a lovely rose swirl.
Oh, we've got a few names.
Have we?
Heavenly Vessel. What do you think of that? That's
Heavenly-
Iris. Karen's Chocolicious.
I think sugar.
Karen's Grail.
It's not, it's Sugar and Crumbs, remember? It's
Crumbly's Creation.
Whose? Crumbly's. Crumbly Creation.
Karen's Spinkalicious Bar.
Can't have my name in it. It's got to be, because it's Sugar
No,
and
you can't,
Crumbs.
Karen.
It's got to be sugar, so you can't put my name in it because I'm using it's all Sugar and Crumbs.
Cackle Cake.
Castle.
Cackle.
I thought you said castle. Remember, it's going to have the. It'll have the. I'm going to show you what I'm going to put in it. Just wait for that butter to whisk up a bit more. Into my chocolate cupboard we go. So these are the sort of things I want to put on it. So it's all our Sprinklicious range, and it's our fudge brownie pieces. It's chocolate brownie chunks. They're going into it. Popping candies going on it. I'm going to put our fudge cubes on it, milk chocolate pearls, and this gorgeous, and it's called Nigay salt and pepper caramel flakes. It is absolutely beautiful. And for those people who like that chocolate bar, that's the same name as American Coin, the dime bar, it just tastes like that. It's absolutely beautiful. And me and Laura were talking on Friday as well, how nice would that be sprinkled on top of a salted caramel cheesecake? Be absolutely beautiful. So these are the sort of things that I want to put into our super duper chocolate tablet, which will be breaking up because all you lovely ladies who are there at the demo day will be getting some chocolate. How good is that? Oh, Lynn's happy now.
Oh, yeah.
So I need to have that name that says it all.
Sugar and Crumbylicious Bar. I think it's Crumbylicious Bar.
Crumbylicious bar, that sounds nice.
Treat.
Mega Mix Bar. Novelty Bar. Slab of Temptations. I like the Crumbylicious Bar.
Crumbylicious bar's nice, and Slab of Temptation's nice as well. Because you will be tempted, you won't just be able to have a little piece, and I'll be making it, and then you'll get a little bag of it each, the ones who are coming. So those who haven't already booked on a demo day, chocolate. It's going to be great. The first demo's starting at 11 o'clock, and I'll be doing 11 till 1, and then we'll have an hour for lunch, and then Carol will be doing at 2 o'clock. And then you'll all be practicing and doing a cupcake each. How good's that going to go? You're going to go away with chocolate and a cupcake and a goodie bag, and it's all for £15. You can't grumble. So we've still got some places left on it. So for those ladies who've been umming and ahhing thinking, shall I shan't I? Come down and meet me and Carol, and we're going to have a really good laugh. Right, our butter is gone now. It's a nice light colour. It's nice, light and fluffy, as you can see on the camera there. So I'm going to turn that off. Let's take it off the mixer a moment, and then I'm going to put my icing sugar into there. And then I'm going to do what we call chopping in. Now, a lot of you know the chopping in method now. It's just stop that icing sugar cloud going all over your kitchen. So we're just chopping in the icing sugar with the whipped up whipped up butter. There we go. And then that actually stops that icing sugar cloud going over all your utensils and cupboards. Now I want to take a bit of buttercream when it's made, and I want to colour that red. Right, that's nice and put together now. So back onto the mixer. Start it off nice and slow till it all combines together. And just start to turn it up, and I just want to give this a good mix for no more than 30 seconds.
Spatula on the side.
Is a spatula? This gingerbread man one? No. This is the one on the side. The other one the ones we have got, which are superb, which I'll get one after. We need to go down and get a little bit of warm water, because I want to make sure that these swirls pipe really nice, and I can pipe the red cross across them as well. We'll just test this buttercream. Yeah, it is now. I just want to probably only a teaspoonful of water there, so just bear with me. I'll bring one of my other spatulas back as well. It's been nice and washed now. Here we go. But if you can see there.
Yeah.
So these are our lovely, look at these. These are on the website. I think these are, I don't know if Carol said these had actually sold out, but she's getting some more. And these are the blue and pink spatulas available on our website. They're absolutely super. But I have a feeling they may have sold out. But Carol is in the process of getting some more in for us. But aren't they good? With a gorgeous cupcake on it. It just screams Sugar and Crumbs, that, doesn't it? So I'm just going to do a teaspoon of warm water.
And Wayne says Chockbuster bars.
You're giving me loads of great ideas. I'll be taking all them to the marketing department in a bit and giving them to India and Terry. Right, so that is all mixed in. You know what? Well, let's use our spatula, shall we? Just a lot of washing up. I know, it's only me doing it, so I'm alright.
The spatulas are in stock.
They are. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for checking. You're absolute stars, you really are. That's what happens. I have a day off and I lose all concept of everything. I just don't know it. Everything changes in 24 hours. Right, so I've got a gorgeous buttercream there now, which is going to be brilliant to pipe with. So I just want to give that over there. Put a little bit in here. I don't need a lot because I just want to make some red stripes. Make the colour splash out. See if I've got some Christmas red in here. Just check this one again. I don't think I've got any. Oh, what's that at the very bottom down there? No, it's raspberry and strawberry. I haven't got any Christmas red. I don't think I've got any colour mill left. I've been using everything. I've got anything in. Oh, Pro Gel. Here we go. Got a nice red in the Pro Gel. Let's use that one. So as you know, we can use any of these in our buttercream. So a nice dollop in there. I'm just going to paddle that in. Then once this is done, I'm going to get my chocolate football out of the fridge again, and I'm just going to fill that with the white chocolate, so that can be set in while we do the piping. I've got my red there. I'm just going to put a spot more in, but I know this is going to mature as the day goes on as well, so I'm only going to put a little tiny spot more in it. These spatulas are great for going around the bowl and getting everything mixed up. So I'm going to leave it at this red now, and this is going to mature, so this will probably mature before I even put it on. It matures, but it does mature through the day. When you go back to it a couple of hours later, you'll see that it's really gone a lovely deep red, where that is a gorgeous red that I want. So I'm going to leave that to one side. Just put my buttercream there for a moment, because I was just timed just to warm up. I've got the red out there. Just warm up this other chocolate now, so that it's all melted, that I can put into my bowl. Now remember, I don't want to make it red hot because I don't want to melt the bottom of my cross. Where did my white spatula? Where did my spatula go for my white chocolate? So I'll get another one. Just want to make sure on that. Give that a stir round. There we go. It's a good job we've got lots of these spatulas in the drawer, isn't it? We have an abundance of these. Just move that cloth out of the way. There we go. So see, as it's not melted, it's melted here, but it hasn't melted around the side. But I don't want it to be red hot, because I don't want to melt my red cross. So I'm happy with that. Bowl's not warm, so the chocolate's still nice and cool. Now I'm filling it to, there's a line around this football that's a third of the way up. So I'm going to fill the chocolate up to that line. Here we go. Yep, that's reached the line, lovely. Then let's put my inner in. Then squeeze gently. And then I'm going to let that set in the fridge this way
Let's
up.
have a look at it. Very good.
So
okay.
I'm going to let this squeeze. I'm going to let this set in the fridge. And what I'm going to do while I'm in the fridge is show you our set chocolate transfer sheets. So when you're taking these off, the best thing to do is you've got a clean work surface, turn it over so you've got the pattern facing you. So when the pattern faces you, you can get hold of the corner and just very carefully peel it away. If you try and take the chocolate off the other way, sometimes it leaves part of the transfer sheet behind. So you're better to peel it off and you've got all the sheet there. Then you can turn it over. You can see where your pieces are. Comes away really easily. So I have then my 12 footballs, and with this, as I said, I'm not going to waste it. Just put it back in my pot, because I could just melt all that down and mix all that in, and you won't even know there'd been chocolate transfer on that sheet. That's what I will do, is I'll put that in the microwave just to prove it to you. Piece of plastic there we go. So I can pop these back in the fridge now, waiting until we decorated our cupcakes. Because look at them, I've got my footballs now.
Oh.
Sorry, was you missing me then? Sorry.
You don't give me a chance
Did
sometimes, you know.
Did I move too quick? Like a ninja. Simon's going to chase me. All over the kitchen. So it's near the end of the 30 seconds. And that's just melted back down into my chocolate pot. There's no transfer sheet there, and I can use that chocolate next time I want to do something. How good is that? Nothing goes to waste, so you don't have to eat those naughty pieces if you don't want to. If you're being good, you can just put it straight back into your chocolate pot, and you've got it there for next time. Or if you don't want to melt it down straight away, put them into a Ziploc bag, put them in your baking cupboard, and then when you want to do something with milk chocolate, just melt them all down together. I've even put the white chocolate in with the milk chocolate and melted that down, and that turned out absolutely fine. If I had the white chocolate with a bit of a black transfer sheet on it, I put it all into the milk chocolate and melted it all down together. So you don't have to waste any chocolate. Anything that you've got spare off your transfer sheets, save it in a Ziploc bag and use it next time for your decorations. So look at that. You can't. There's no transfer sheet there. There's no bits coming up. That's another saving on your chocolate transfer sheets. You don't want to waste the chocolate there unless you're going to eat it or give it to children to eat. Just use it again. Right, let's bag. In there. There we go. Then I'm using it's out of the gem box. Where's my gem box gone? I found the gem box. No. I think it's some of the Wilson ones. I can't quite see the number on it. Just bear with me. I can't see the number on that one. Let me have a look. Go to Carol's secret box. Her work now. There we go. Tell you what, let's use that one. We'll use the Wilton 12, just so that I know that the people who've got this set and that, and you can buy the Wilton 12. We'll use the Wilton 12 as a nice red line going across it. Put them all back over there. Fill this one up. Keep the sparkle out because we need that in a bit. Keep the sparkle. I don't know if you can tell that red has already matured already. It's going deeper. There we go, we've got those ready. I've got a little bit there, just going to do a few cakes for you. I don't want to subject you to like loads and loads. There we go. Whoops. Would have if I picked them up right, wouldn't it, Lynn? There we go. So I'm just going to give them a little bit of a crumb coat. As you can see, it's started peeling a little way there, but do you know what? A little bit of crumb coat will fix that, and no one will ever be able to tell. So I'm just going to crumb coat these tops because it's nice when they've been crumb coated, because when you do your rose swirl on, you've got no sponge showing. And do these, and hopefully once I've decorated these, that chocolate football will be ready for coming out, and I can show you the chocolate football then. Didn't do that one very well, did I? Sorry, am I squeezing that?
Just look.
I'm sorry, Simon.
That's, you know, it's there.
Just shout at me.
You know.
I do know. There we go. Just make sure they're crumb nicely.
I should have said something snarky, shouldn't I? It's like, is the screen working now, Karen?
That would have been the usual trick, wouldn't it, eh? So just making sure they're covered nicely. There we go. So I've got 2, 4, 5, 6.
Has it stopped working again?
It has stopped. It's because it's going over. What it is, it's. I'm left-handed. I've got to remember I'm left-handed. Come back to the camera. So there we go. I've just put the buttercream out to the edge, so that has sealed the cake on for me. So here we go. Put that out of the way so he doesn't complain. Let's put some things out of the way so we can see what's going on. Lynn, if you can get me a nice little cake thing ready, please. So you know when you're doing these roses, you start in the centre, you pipe, and then you go over yourself, and then around.
Which one?
Just a turntable. Anything to put these on in a minute, yeah. Just keep wiping the nozzle. Oh, no, that doesn't work, does it? When you do that.
No, that's not the right way.
That isn't the right way to do it, is it? Put it down carefully.
Yes, we do have limited number of spaces for children there on the demo day, as long as they're not too young, but do check with the office.
So I've got my 6 there, so let's get our red icing. cloth ready here. A little palette knife there, just to make that go together. There we go. And you could do this with sugar paste if you wanted to, and you could make your England flags with sugar paste. But I just think it is nice when you're doing this, and then we'll just put our chocolate decoration on. And we've got cupcakes fit for an England football party on Sunday. So I have done this with the number 12 tube for the red, just so that you can actually see the red line. In the fridge, here's our transfer sheets, our chocolate, look at that. So we can just stick it where you ended your rows, where you think it might look a bit messy, because nobody knows and it looks messy. And I'm going to turn them all round to you. Oopsie daisy, there we go. Put those over there. And look at them. They are fit for a football party on Sunday night. Just think, if you're doing any cakes or anything like that, and you've got your husband and you've got your children or your grandchildren around watching, a nice cake with a nice glass of Coke for them while they're watching the football, and they'll feel in seventh heaven.
Glass of Coke? What's going on in your house?
Not for the kids, I meant.
Oh.
No, for the children.
Every bloke I know who does the football drinks beer, don't they?
Oh yeah, no. A bottle of Sol Lager for me, but if anybody else was watching with children, you know, when you like to give them a soft drink, don't be giving them lager. So we've got these. We'll put these on this turntable. Oh, you got me a silver one. I wanted a coloured one.
Oh, you mean a stand?
A stand, a cake stand, yeah.
Oh,
Don't want to. Come on, Simon, get with it, please.
you did ask for a turntable.
Did you specifically ask for the pink one?
I did say, can I have
Do you
a...
want to crush that chocolate?
Yeah, I'm
it's going
gonna,
to fall off.
it is. There we go. Look at that.
If you'd asked for a cake stand, I'd have got you a cake stand.
So I'm trying to... There we go. Yeah, there's the red one. And then there's the white ones going in there. I was trying to get myself all right then.
Crush your balls in, they're going to fall out.
Right, we're going to crush those in. Carol.
Sorry. They're just going to fall off, aren't they?
Push your balls in, you don't want them falling
Push your
out.
balls in. What type of conversation are you having?
It's not Thursday night now, Karen.
No, Karen. You
Right.
can tell the smut's back in the room, can't you? You've got lovely, peaceful, calming lives.
Oh,
Karen.
fine.
John's gonna know where it comes from now, isn't he?
Exactly. You.
So we've got these here, and let's get that football out of the fridge and see if it's ready.
It's boiling in here.
It is ready.
You lot are not on fire.
Yes, I
Yeah,
am.
but it was noisy.
He was noisy outside. So I'm just going to try this now. I don't know if it's been in there long enough. It's not gone what I call milky. You know what, because I had a day off yesterday. I was about to say to you, I'll show you tonight on the live, thinking it was Monday. One of them things I just thought then. So I'm just going to stick that in the freezer while we have a quick chat about. I'll tell Carol what we've been chatting about. Stick that in the freezer when we please. It'll harden it up, because you do want to leave your chocolate footballs and your moulds in your fridge for a good half an hour really, until they get that milky opaque colour over it, because then you know that the chocolate's started to set and it's started to come away from the mould, and it will slip out really easy, as I showed you last week. You don't want to start forcing it. If you try and force it out now, you'll just break it. So Carol, we're talking about the demo day on the 24th.
And
And
just before you do that,
yeah.
can I just tell you, the chocolate strawberries are in. I meant to tell you last night. So the chocolate strawberries are back in stock, and don't forget your 1 kilo of your 1 kilo of the S&C tempered chocolate. So there's that, and the Mona Lisa sugar paste is back in stock.
Brilliant.
If it's not back in stock on the website, it's in the warehouse. It will go in any time, but the lads should have updated the stock by now. What else is there? There's quite a few things. There's a new Swan chocolate mould. Karen will be showing you that next week.
I
So I'll
can't
give her that
wait
on
for
Monday
that.
to give it you to do the chocolate swan.
Yeah, because I could do that while we're doing the Arctic
We'll
roll.
have
That's
to
no
do one
problem.
after for Simon to take home to photograph anyway.
Yeah, I'll do that in a bit. I've got chocolate,
Yeah.
so we can do that. So I'll be doing that on that. So also we're saying about the chocolate, the demo day on the 24th. I was doing chocolate in the morning, and you're doing gorgeous nifty nuzzles in the afternoon, and they all get to do a nifty nuzzle, and either eat the cake there or take it home.
Yeah.
And I was telling them about we're going to do our own version of the Holy Grail, but we can't call it that because it's not Holy Grail. That's somebody else's Holy Grail.
Yeah.
So I've asked all these lovely people to come up with a name for our chocolate, and we've had quite a few good ones, haven't we? We've had Crumblicious.
Yeah, I like that.
Crumblicious. We had.
I like Crumblicious.
That's my favourite.
I must admit, we had quite a lot, but as soon as somebody said Crumblicious, I really did like it because you're right, it's part sugar and crumbs, and I showed you everything that I'm using.
I can't remember who came up with it. You'll have to look back through.
It's all Sprinklicious things that we're using, except for pretzels. Everything else is in the Sprinklicious range, which I showed them everything. So
I like
Crumblicious is really good, and because I'm making the Crumblicious on the day, remember, all you ladies and gents who come to the demo day, you'll be getting a bag of chocolate and a goodie bag, all for £15.
So, can I ask a question about the? I assume it's about the chocolate. How much are the kilo bags, please?
£8.99.
£8.99.
Thank you. £8.99 for a kilo bag, and as you can see, it sets really, really well.
It's cheaper than your Calabo because Calabo's gone up as well, so it's cheaper than your Calabo, and then you don't have to temper it as well, which is great. I've seen loads of ladies in the group commenting that they love it, the fact that they don't have to temper.
That's what I love.
Good.
The fact is, and I was showing the lady before, as I was doing this, it's setting, and my red set really quick, and it's great. You could put it in the fridge, leave it to set. You're not having to do all that, I've got to cool it down, I've got to do this. You just melt it enough. As I showed you, I did 3 lots of 30-second bursts, and I left a lot of solid chocolate buttons in there, and when you've stirred them round it melts them all, but it's cooling your chocolate down at the same time because you've left some solid ones in there, so then you can put it straight into your fridge. You're not altering your fridge temperature. And for those who have got sore arms and you don't want to be stirring all the time, the S&C tempered chocolate is the way forward, and it tastes delicious. And you'll all find that out for the ones who come on the demo day, because you'll be getting a bag of Crumblicious.
And we'll get you to flavour some of the chocolate with our new concentrated flavouring.
Yeah, with our flavour shots that we wanted to bring out. How soon do you know when they're coming in, Carol?
I'm still sorting out the bags at the moment because we've got them designed. They're with the bags supplier, but he keeps sending me the material, and the material he's sending me at the moment, it comes from the same supplier as this, but this is very sharp.
Yes.
And I'm trying to get a softer material off him that's recyclable. So he's just sent me another batch out because he's just done some for Ben and Jerry's, and if I'm looking if Ben and Jerry's have got it, it should be fine. So he's just sent me some of that in the post today. So if I get that on Monday and that's fine, then I can go ahead and place the order.
And you know how good will that be then when we get our flavour shots in the building, especially if we're doing our flavoured chocolate. Oh, I can't wait. So as I was looking for nozzle in Carol's box, you know what I found, don't you?
Are you glistering up the England stuff?
Oh, because we're stars. We're stars. We're going to win. We're going to win, aren't we? We're stars. We're starting the fireworks now. We're
No
starting.
fireworks.
Not in the studio, but you can have them in here. But look at that. We're just going to look. We're stars. We're going to do. The lads have done us proud. So you make some cupcakes and do your family proud and feed them cupcakes. Absolutely. Yeah. And I'll just check that chocolate in there now, because I want to let you all go, because you've been so good staying with me. Thank you. As it is, I do a bumper live. Sarah goes, oh no, it's you again. He thinks I match Carol now doing lives.
Hey, both my lives have finished early, Karen.
Yeah, it's the power of John.
Yeah.
Is it because I wasn't?
He doesn't talk, John. He doesn't tell you anything. He goes in every fridge, doesn't he, Simon? What was he like last night?
Someone's just split on him.
Yeah.
Someone's just said, Karen, he was in your chocolate fridge last night.
Seriously, me and Simon watched him. He walked around every fridge. He walked off, he was in that fridge having a good route around in there.
They can't be
He was
much in that
devastated.
fridge.
He was devastated there was no chocolates in there. And Simon said, well, no, they're all in this box here.
Yeah, and also there was a chocolate box in there that's got bits in. They probably didn't know to look
Yeah,
inside
no,
it.
no.
Right, so this has gone milky now, so I'm going to try and take this out.
That came up that easy.
Look at that.
Yeah.
That's because we let it go nice and opaque, the top bit there, so you knew then the chocolate had set. And I just want to peel this away just very carefully. You just keep your finger in the centre and just peel it away really carefully. It's taking any edges off.
Was you drunk when you did those stripes, Karen?
Okay.
It don't matter when they win, does it? They'll all be drunk anyhow, won't they? They'll look straight to them, won't they?
As I said to the
I think
ladies,
it's artistic.
as I said to the ladies, the very first time I've actually done stripes.
You're trying to follow my rustic theme, aren't you?
Yeah. Sometimes it just doesn't quite work out like your rustic theme, because your rustic theme comes together and wow.
I don't know about that.
So you have it. So we've got a football there. You could either do that as somebody was wanting to eat that. You could break it with a hammer.
What it is, don't we?
Yeah, it's the England thing. You can break it with a hammer, and you can share it, or you can put it on top of a cake. Or you can make two. Remember, two will take 500 grams of chocolate, and when you put them together, you've got a full football. But I mean, that's good for a present if you're doing a football as a present for somebody, and you could then fill it with some truffles or fill it with some sweets for them. You could do that as a gorgeous present. So there we go. We've got a kind of England football there. Come on, lads. You know, if they'll see that, they'll want it. We'll put it on Insta lately and send it to the football
Sit in the
team.
middle of that.
So I'm going to move my cakes to the edge.
The kids will love that anyhow, won't they?
Look at that. It's coming home on Sunday, guys. I know you're all watching it. So we've done a bit of an England.
Has anybody said who's not watching it? You need to watch it though. Even I've watched the last two games.
Yeah.
I am.
It's
Oh,
great.
yeah.
We've not been at a final for 55 years, so let's get behind the boys and let's just have a really good Sunday. And thank you so much for watching me. So don't forget, all the demo days, we have got limited places available. As Simon said, somebody asked before about children going, there are limited places for children. Well, please ring the office to check.
Yeah, the only thing with children, and I don't want to sound mean about this, I can't have any youngsters, I can't have any toddlers, I can't have anybody running around. At the end of the day, it's still a warehouse environment. I've also got to remember there's other people there that, you know, they're coming out, it's their day out as well. So it will only be for the children who you know can sit still and, you know, watch your iPad or watch the demonstration or whatever. But I can't be looking after kids.
Yeah.
I've got no kid facilities. It's your responsibility. If your child misbehaves or gets on everybody's nerves, it's your responsibility to get them out of the building. And I'm sorry to be brutal about that, but we've all had children and we all have to take responsibility for our own kids and get rid of, you know, once they start, get them out. You don't need me telling you.
It'd be great for the children who love baking and who love doing that. Like I know that there's some girls and boys out
We've
there
had
who
kids
love
there, you know,
nifty
they've been good
nozzles.
as gold. We have had children
Yes.
at demo days,
Yes.
and they've been an absolute good as gold.
Yes.
It's the little boys that aren't so good because they're bored stupid with it. The little girls have actually
Well,
been alright.
let's say we wouldn't dream of taking Harrison, would we?
Would we all? We'd be banning
It wasn't
Harrison
making
in
a
the
star
kitchen.
appearance.
So you see how Harrison performs when he's in here? We don't want that on the demo day. He's not been invited.
Sorry, Laura, if you're watching.
We're not having Ruby and Jasmine either.
No, it's for those children who are really interested in baking and want to bake and who love using the nifty nozzles. Because I know a few of you, when I've seen you at shows, you've bought the nifty nozzles for your children and they love using them and they get into grips. So that's what it's for. It's for those who really love baking. But you know what? I can't wait to see you. We're really looking forward to it.
It's also space. I've booked in 40 people.
Yeah.
If I've got to book in children, I haven't really got the space for them. So they can't take a seat. They would like on the 24th, we're not booked out on the 24th, so that's not so bad. The 31st, I suspect we will be booked out, because that's Karen Davies. They're not filling up to see me and you, Karen, are they?
Do you know? And we're the stars.
So you know, I have to make sure where we can put them. But we've got the staff room, or they can sit with you on your knee. If there's spaces available, then they can have a chair.
I was hoping all you ladies and gentlemen want to come just to meet me and Carol and have some chocolate and some cupcakes.
Yeah. And then, like I say, Karen will be sharing her Holy Grail or
Crumblicious.
So I have to go to that now. So Karen will be sharing her Crumblicious out, and I mean, you're not going to go home with a bag for it. Basically, you're going to get whatever on the tray, and you're going to taste it. We'll pass the tray on. So I think a bag's a bit misleading.
Yeah.
But, I don't think you thought how many people were going to be there. But whatever she makes, you can all be eating.
You can.
On the day. And then I'll be giving you all a sweet success cake, because we're not going to get Karen to bake. It's just before she goes on holiday, and you'll be decorating your own cupcake. So.
And how good's that?
We'll have bags of buttercream going round, and you just all pass them round and put your leaves on.
That'd be really good. That it's going to be such a good day.
Yeah.
And you're going to do that at other demos, aren't you? When you haven't got a tutor, and you're going to be doing a few nifty nozzles and showing people how to do it, and then they can do that.
So I've not booked other tutors yet, because I've been waiting for this lockdown to come to an end, because I'm fed up with the stop start. So I thought, right, let's see how it goes. Let's get these 2 demo days out. Then we need to get somebody in for the 4th of September. We've got Georgie in for the 11th of September. I do know that Molly said that she would consider doing one, and I know Rachel Hannah said she would do one, or Jerry Chu said she'd do one.
Super.
So I just need to have a chat with them and see if I can tie them down to some dates.
Well, that'd be good, because you said we've got September, we've got October and November. Yeah. So that's great. We've got it's going to be such a good time. So get them spaces booked up.
Yes, there is plenty of parking available.
There is plenty of
massive
parking.
car parking.
Yes.
It's all secure as well.
Yes.
So when you come to the building, it's actually got electronic gates, and unfortunately, if it's raining, you're going to have to keep ringing us, so we keep running out to press the buzzer to let you in. So, and you can't get out, we have to physically let you out as well. So, and you can dump your car anywhere, because there'll only be us there. It's massive, the car parking.
And don't forget, we will be having some little sale things. You know, there'll be freebie giveaways, and there's also some little boxes with things that have got prices on. So bring cash. Please, and try and bring change with you if you can, rather than all bringing notes with you. If you all could just put a couple of quid in your purse, you'll find something there, because we're going to do a raffle as well. So just bring some change with you, and we're going to have a really good day.
Yeah.
And on that note, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, Wayne, for staying up and watching.
Yeah.
And I will see
you. He'll be supporting England, won't we?
Of course he would. Yeah. There's a lot. To tell you the truth, there's a lot of Australians who are supporting England. There are, and I'll get them red and white flags waving on Sunday. And I'll be back fresh Monday morning with Arctic roll and apparently a chocolate swan. So I'll be showing you a chocolate swan, and I'll be doing an Arctic roll on Monday for you. And then we've got.
I might get you to do it Monday night.
Yeah, because we've got Carol and Karen back in the kitchen Monday.
Yeah.
Which will be great. We've got Carol going to do some nifty nozzles again, and some other delights, and then I can always do some chocolate Monday night. You know, we like messing around, don't we? So yes. So have a fabulous weekend, everybody, and stay safe.
All right. Bye.
Bye.